The college football experience week 8 pregame show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBet. Bet $100 at WynnBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Use the promo code NFCBEAST for 15% off, active until the Eagles or Giants lose their next game, which obviously could be tomorrow. So you're watching the ball games today. Maybe you want to shop. Maybe you want to shop around. That's all I'm saying. We got some great campus edition T-shirts in there from college towns all across America. And we have the brand new Tennessee Take Me to the River series that came out after they threw that sweet goalpost in the Tennessee River. So check out all that good stuff over there in the SGPN merch store. And remember, folks, to let it ride after that.
Hey, everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Week 8 is here. This is the fucking college football experience pregame show. And you're rocking with Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Oh, yes. It's a loaded slate. It's always these weeks where you had that crazy week last week, which, it's going to be hard to top that. But I remember week 2 college football this season. And I feel like a lot of these weeks each year where you think, the slate's all right. It's just all right. They end up being the fucking craziest weeks of the whole year, perhaps. I am joined by host of the NBA Gambling Podcast. NBA is back, folks, so go check out NBA Gambling Podcast. But he got to start here on the college football experience. He knows I got to crowbar that every fucking time. All right, give it up for my guy, Terrell Furman Jr. How you doing, Terrell?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm up here at Howard's homecoming, having a great time. We had a time last night, and I'm ready to do this.
So you currently in the city right now?
Yeah, I'm in Alexandria, I think.
Okay.
I'm right there.
I took Howard in the points today. Have you know that? That?
Homecoming got to.
Yeah, I took Howard in the points today. I think it's a good spot for them. They're laying. I'm still against Delaware State. I think it's a good spot for them. And man, we got a loaded slate. I appreciate you. I know you were probably out on the town. If I would be, if I were you, and getting in the college football.
I'm running on straight fumes. Right now. So I haven't even put bets in. So I'm literally putting bets in as we go. So people are getting the real. They're getting the real right now.
Yeah, dedicated right there. All right. Let's just get into this because there's an undefeated game kicking off in about 56 minutes where the Syracuse Orange men head into Clemson, South Carolina. This line has crept up a little bit. I'll be honest. I got it in Clemson minus 13. I think 13.5. I have to go back and check my bet, but I'm seeing currently 14.5 right now. Does that sway you? Well, I don't know what you were going to do earlier in the week, but
yeah,
if you were taking Clemson, like say myself, would that extra point swing change your opinion in this game?
I will say that it will not, and I'm on Clemson as well. The reasoning is that you got to think, because that line was sitting at 13.5 all week, basically.
Yeah.
To get that extra point, like a lot of, like a lot of things have to happen because that's a key number. Once you hit 14, it's like, all right. So I sit here thinking that the books got either a large bet or they felt good about Clemson where, all right, let's give them the 14 and a half, let the money come in on Syracuse, and then we're going to turn back around and bet Clemson again. Clemson's going to cover all of it. I think if you like it at 13 and a half, go ahead, take it at 14 and a half. I know we're crossing the key number here, but I think Clemson is that much better than the Syracuse team, even though Clemson is having what some would say is a down year. Syracuse is a fun ride, and it was a great time, but I think it comes crashing halt today.
I just think it's a bad matchup. I think the fact that Syracuse hasn't really played a road game, I know they had that game at UConn week 2, but there were still more Syracuse fans there than UConn fans. This is a real away game.
Yeah, that's a train ride from Syracuse to UConn. That's a train ride.
Yeah, and there's so many Syracuse fans, right? In the Connecticut, New York area and stuff. But you're going into a lit environment, which you haven't been tested all year, which means I expect penalties to go way up. I also think the style of ball Clemson's been playing this year, most years, but the defensive line, I think, will present tons of problems for Syracuse offensive line. I think Garrett Schrader, as much as I like him and I like Robert and I don't think he's equipped. I mean, every game, I watched that NC State game. I watched several. I think I've almost watched every snap of Syracuse football this year, except for the Wagner game. And he throws a lot of balls that could get picked off. And when you're already on the road, I do expect I called for this. Give me a defensive touchdown in this game by Clemson. And I know Syracuse traditionally plays them well, but this year there's a bullseye on Syracuse because they're undefeated. Normally it's a sleepy game for Clemson because they're like, 1-5, Syracuse is coming to town.
Yeah,
I think they get up. I think they make a point. And DJU is playing better this year. He's still not like anywhere close to Trevor Lawrence, and it's unfair to compare him to that because I mean, Trevor Lawrence also had Travis Etienne. He had a lot of skilled players around him too, but he is playing a lot better. And I think he'll have his chances to put up some good points against Syracuse here. 9 a.m. slate, Kansas. This line going skyrocketing. This was like a 7-point line early on Tuesday. And now it's at Baylor minus 11.5. I think a lot of that is they didn't know if Blake Shapen, the Baylor QB, that got knocked out of the West Virginia game. Shout out to those abrupt sliders. You're learning something.
Yeah.
Kansas getting 11.5 though. Look, I took Baylor when it was earlier in the week. I was like, I can see Dave Aranda kind of shutting down this Baylor offense. But 11.5 is a lot of points. I think calling it right now, I think I would take Kansas in the points. You?
Yeah, I'm not flipping on this Kansas team just because what we saw the past couple weeks. I think that this is a kind of a little bit of a get right spot. And Shapen get knocked out of the game is that not addition by subtraction? They didn't really trust him to throw the ball too much over there at Baylor. So I think that this Kansas defense is still really good, even though they're going to be without what's the safety's name?
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
That was easy. Yeah, they're going to be without Kobe Bryant in this one, and you know that Jalen Daniels is out. But I think that they still have enough. This just seems like one of those games where backups are playing, so people are fading them. But college backups are different. They step up, next man up. Everybody's trying to make sure at least secure a role for next season. Yeah, give me the Kansas Jayhawks plus points. Yeah,
I like it. And shout out to the chat. I see that, let's go. Everyone's getting in there. Shout out to Dre Youngin, Ryan McIntyre, Johnny Boy, L Dub, and Jason.
Yep.
Okay, you want to get you? Let's talk about something really disgusting here. Iowa is playing in Columbus. Their point total for the game, over under, is at 9. Last I saw.
True.
I like the over. I think they get a garbage.
They get over 9.
I expect Iowa's defense to make like one turnover, which will get them a field goal early in the game, right? Like CJ Stroud's a beast, but I expect like maybe a strip sack, something, where they get one field goal and it's probably like 28-3 or something at halftime, and then I could see in the fourth quarter Ohio State calling off the dogs. And then Iowa just needs one drive by the lawn chair. One drive by Spencer Petras. What do you think? What do you think about that overplay?
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially when you think of Ohio State defense. We really never known Ohio State for their defense too much. They've had players, but we never really known them for defense. So they've been playing better this year. They could give up one, in
Yeah.
the back
Or
fourth
like,
quarter.
or it could be like a block punt. Iowa's always really good on special teams or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? All we need is one play, over 9.5. All right. I mean, I guess more than one play, but you know what I mean. What about 29 points? They're getting 29 in Columbus. I was more afraid to take that than the 9.
Has this come down?
It has a little bit. It was at 29.5. Actually, at one point, it was at a flat 30 a couple days ago. So it has came down a little bit.
I mean, Iowa's defense is good, but I don't know if I can trust Iowa. They're not going to score anything. You have to literally depend on their defense to hold
It's not
Ohio
gonna
State to what's that? Under 30 points, right around 30 points. Ohio
Yeah.
State could probably score more than that. Yeah, give
No,
me
I
Ohio
think
State.
I still think they're getting 40. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's why I think the better play is to take if you are adamant on taking Iowa, any listeners out there, take the over 9 points then, because I could see a situation. I mean, shit. You can see a situation. I actually expect them to get like on the board in this game. And then all you need is like a defensive play, a special teams play, or maybe they just call off the dogs and Iowa can. They did it against Michigan where they actually scored like a decent amount.
Mhm.
So take the over 9 and flat 9. It's a flat 9. Cincinnati heads into Fort Worth, Texas. This is a big game. Not Fort Worth, I'm sorry, Dallas, Texas. Take on SMU. SMU is getting 3.5 points right now. Oof. I'm all over Cincy here. I know there's questions. Ben Bryant is starting. I actually locked this one up. I think the SMU locker room's kind of a mess. I'm going to take the Bearcats minus the 3.5. I would go all the way up to like 6 with this.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this SMU team. It feels like this is a lackluster season. They had bigger expectations in Lashley's first year, and it just doesn't seem like anything's matriculating. I'm going, yeah, Pat Kappa. It does smell a little bit. You would think since he would probably be a little bit more of a favorite, but this is on the road and AAC game. Yeah, give me Cincy -4. I like the
I
play.
just think they're too physical for him this year too, and I think Cincinnati. Like yes, they're not as good as last year's Cincinnati team.
They're still really good.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm all over that. That's actually Let's go. Cincinnati minus 3.5. It does smell a little bit, but I don't know. I
think I like them beating Navy last week. Well, what was that last week? Yeah, last week. Beating Navy last week at home. I think that gives me more confidence for Cincy to come in here and knock them off on the road today.
Yeah, and there's the whole playing the triple option team. Your team gets beat up, and then next week you got to play, a really good team. Can you make sense of this line for me? Speaking of lines that are just weird, Duke is getting 10 points in Miami. Duke should have beat Carolina last week. I know you're a fan of Carolina.
No. I was on Duke plus the points. I was on Duke plus the points.
No. I know you were on the right side of that, but I'm saying like if people didn't watch that game, Carolina got the dub, but Duke let them off the hook. Duke had the ball inside the 10-yard line of Carolina with like 2 minutes left, up 4, and came away with 0 points.
Yeah.
What am I missing here? I watched Miami, Virginia Tech, man, and I came away from watching that game saying both these teams aren't good. And I'm going to take Duke plus the points, and I think I'm going to take the fucking money line here. Give me the plus 290 on the Blue Devils on the money line. Another thing is no one goes to these fucking games.
Yeah.
At Miami Gardens, unless it's like Florida State or some real rival. You're not going to catch Miami fans going to the Duke game. Maybe in basketball. But,
yeah.
I'm all over the points here, and I'm riding the money line. You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. This Duke team has been a pleasant surprise this year and completely in 1 year turned that program around. And so, no, I'm all over Duke and the money line all day. This Miami team is not good. We have questions about their offense. We have questions on really all sides of the ball, and I'm not really blaming Cristobal. This is his first year. Still got to bring his guys in the program and rebuild this program, but it's just not there for Miami this year. Tyler Van Dyke is good, but he's not enough to pull this team from where they're at right now.
He doesn't look comfortable in Josh Gaddis's offense yet.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
And it's new. It's a new offense.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it just doesn't look comfortable. I'm all over the Blue Devils. Any chance you're taking UNLV plus 26 in South Bend against Notre Dame? I think it's too big because I don't know that Notre Dame can win by 28 points against anybody.
But UNLV coming all the way to South Bend to play.
I know. Look, they've been struggling, and I've been fading them lately.
And it's like the end of October.
All I'm saying is, if with the exception of the North Carolina game, which, to be fair, Notre Dame did score 45 points. Every other game, they have not. They only against BYU they had 28. So if you're getting 26 and a half, like their other offensive performances, 10 points, 24 points, 21 points, 14 points. I mean, it's just a good number to get if you are a backer. And UNLV's been without their starting quarterback the past 2 games, to be fair. Now, last I saw, he was questionable. That's something to monitor. But, I mean, if you can get in on this with Brumfield potentially coming back, I think I gun to my head if we're picking every game, I got to take UNLV just because I don't know that Notre Dame can score that much.
I think I'm going to. I still give up 378 yards per game. That's pretty decent in college football. We're at 26 now.
26 and a half.
20. That hook is baiting me. Give me the 26 and a half. I really don't like it. But I'll take the. We give out picks. This is a show for picks, and we give out picks. So give me UNLV plus 26 and a half. They lose by 24.
I mean, all you need is one score, really, because I don't think maybe 2 scores, but I kind of think UNLV's defense is probably better than North Carolina's. So North Carolina is
really bad.
You're probably like, what? If you can score 10 points, you're going to win this bet probably. But West Virginia heads into Lubbock, Texas. These lines have been all over the fucking place. I mean, I saw it as high as 8 earlier in the week. Now it's down to 4.5. Texas Tech is laying 4.5 against West Virginia. It's interesting because West Virginia's offensive coordinator, Graham Harrell, was a legendary quarterback at Texas Tech. This would be his first trip back to Lubbock. For that reason alone, I'm going to take the 4.5 in the Mountaineers. And I think even if it's a field goal game or a 4-point game, you cover it. I know West Virginia's pass defense has been bad, but also that's not all the way true. I mean, yes, it's been bad, but also they had some targeting where players were not eligible to play. Yeah. I'm on the points. What are you doing here?
So, I think I want to take the points too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough road trip. It is a far.
Yeah, it's not an easy road trip. And West Virginia, I just feel like West Virginia doesn't do well in these spots. Actually, now that I think about it, I just feel like this is a spot where West Virginia kind of has a little bit of a letdown.
I think it would traditionally be, but the Graham Harrell angle is intriguing to me.
Yeah, and I'm good for an angle. So yeah, give me West Virginia plus 5.
And Jake Paquin in the chat saying, anytime touchdown parlay. A.T. Perry, the star wideout for Wake. Xavier Valladay, the running back for Arizona State, which I can almost guarantee because he's like 90% of their offense.
Yeah.
And Deuce Vaughn, all plus 275. Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Deuce Vaughn and Kansas State.
I think the only one you're going to be sweating is the A.T. Perry just because Wake's got like 4 or 5 really good wideouts.
But they're going to be throwing, and we know how Sam can get. Yeah, I like that.
I like that a lot. Plus 275. Shout out to Jake Paquin. I'm all over this one here. Okay, so UTSA was undefeated last year going into, I think, the second to last game of the season. They went to North Texas. It was a game in the rain, and they got upset. And it wasn't even that close. North Texas put it on them, right? They were kind of looking ahead, I think. Now They come back. It's homecoming. They push the homecoming to this day. I've been waiting to bet this game all fucking week, or no, all year, really, all year. I know it jumped up from 8 to 10, but I still think you take the Roadrunners minus 10. I think they've been wanting this game. I even think last week was a look ahead where they didn't cover against the Airport. I'm gonna lay the 10 with the Roadrunners. Revenge spot. It's been on their mind all year. What do you think?
No, I'm with you. I didn't think that we were going to get 10 when we got this, but I understand the reasoning, and I think the 10 is probably trying to scare you off to North Texas, but I think UTSA is a rout in this one. I don't think this one is close. I think UTSA comes in and just beats the crap out of them, and like you said, gets that revenge in this spot. I think this is a really good angle. Give me UTSA.
There we go. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Jeff says, found you, no link on your Twitter page.
It's
Really?
there. I just retweeted.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Yeah, I just retweeted.
Anyway, shout out to Jeff. You found this. Let's go. Purdue at Wisconsin. This is another situational play for me. And so Wisconsin's beaten Purdue 15 straight times.
Uh-huh.
Purdue is like,
is it 15? Really?
Yeah, 15 straight times.
Damn,
and
I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, this is Jim Leonard's first home game as head coach of the Badgers. Obviously, Jim Leonard played at Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue just doesn't match up well with them, in my opinion. I know Purdue this Wisconsin team looks like the worst Wisconsin team probably in the past 15 years, but I think this is just a good spot. The contrast in styles helps Wisconsin here. Their defense always gives Braum fits, and I question the physicality of Purdue. Even though this isn't the most physical Wisconsin team, I think Braylon Allen will be able to get to establish the run here. I'm going to lay the 2 at home. It's strictly situational because I think Jim Leonard's going to win it. If they want him to be the coach of the future, and you're 1-1, it's a critical game. It's a critical game to win your first home opener. I'm just going to side with that. History and Jim Leonard at home.
Yeah, I mean, if you want the job and you won 15 straight, you can't lose to a team you won 15 straight against. Like that's not a good way to sit here and say that, hey, I'm deserving of keeping this job, especially when your defense is averaging 5 yards per play and giving up 330 yards for a game. That's 25th in all of football. So yeah, no, I'm all over that with you. It's tempting to take Purdue, especially what they've done this season and being able, I guess you could call it a knockoff of Minnesota, but nah, I'm over here. Give me the Badgers. I think this is a ugly game. Purdue struggles with that Badgers defense.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. And Jake saying subscribe and hit the bell, Jeff. Let's go. Ole Miss travels to Baton Rouge, where this line has bounced all around as well. I even saw early in the week LSU was getting a point, and most of the week it was LSU minus 1.5. Now I'm seeing it at a clear pick. I'm siding with Baton Rouge here. Once again, this is almost like the Wisconsin play. Ole Miss hasn't won in Baton Rouge, I think, since like 2008, if memory serves me correct. And I don't know how good Ole Miss is. Like the schedule has been very fortunate. I don't know how good LSU is, but at least like they looked good last week.
Yeah,
it is Baton Rouge. I know it's not a night game, but it will be 3:30, and I feel like the fans will be drunk enough then. I'm gonna take the Tigers with the top 10 home up, the first top 10 win under Brian Kelly. So I don't love that play, because LSU has been very inconsistent, but I am going to go LSU. What are you doing?
Special teams. That's going to be the reason. If this doesn't cash, I'm telling you, it's going to be special teams. So this is a big spot for Lane Kiffin because you're 7-0 on the road playing an SEC team, and it's a really hard spot. Like, this is a really hard spot. I'm going to fade that Ole Miss is able to go do this on the road. This just feels like this is the Brian Kelly win that says this is why you brought. Because watching the game, I'm kind of scratching my head like, all right, like, do something. Like, you're poking a fish in a tank. Like, hey, do something. Can you do something? Do a trick or something. And Brian Kelly and that coaching staff just isn't doing it. They're taking chances, but they're not capitalizing on them. And number one to think of is the Tennessee game, where they were going for it on fourth down, plenty of times getting stopped, turnover on downs, like questionable play call, questionable coaching situations. So this has to be the get right spot for Brian Kelly and his coaching class. If it's not, then it's going to be a long tenure at LSU. I'm going to LSU Tigers here. I think they have the talent, but the coaching staff has to get together.
Yeah, yeah. Special teams. I mean, they've had a lot of problems against Tennessee, against Florida State. So I get that angle too. UCLA heads into Eugene. This line went up a point throughout the night. Oregon's laying 7. So UCLA's first real road test, which I think Oregon will probably win the game, but I got to take the 7. Like I think this is going to be a game still. Give me the Bruins plus 7 and I'll lock it up just because I feel like it's a field goal or a 4-point game, like a 45-41, I don't know, 38-35, 35-31 game, something like that. I think 7. If I was setting this line, it would have been like Oregon minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. 7?
So it just, I don't know if the Sharps are even. The Sharps might be on Oregon because why is this not dropped to 6.5 at least?
Well, it was at 6.5 all week. It went up. It was at like 6 and 6.5 all week. It just went up. By the time I went to sleep last night, when I went to sleep, I looked at the lines right before I went to sleep. It was at 6, flat 6, I believe, and now it's at 7. It is interesting. It is, and I know they were calling for rain, but I think it's looking like it's not going to rain now. Maybe that's the reason why the point went up.
I think they're trying to scare you. I'm going to take Oregon. I think they're trying to scare you. I'm going to take Oregon. This is the first true road game. Come on. Yeah. Like we fade teams in that spot late in the season. Like we do that. We fade them in that spot because it's a tough environment. Oregon's a tough environment. I know 7 is scary and it is a lot of points, but it's doable. And the fact that line movement, give me Oregon. I'll take Oregon minus 7.
Yeah. Texas heads into Stillwater, take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Texas currently laying 6.5 points. This one was tough, man. Not too tough because the only thing that is tough to me is the Spencer Sanders situation being how healthy is he. I'm taking OK State to cover. This is the last time they'll be in Stillwater. This is Quinn Ewers' first ever road game as a starting quarterback in college football. Doesn't mean Texas still can't win this game because I think it's going to be a close game. But I also know Mike Gundy has been waiting for this one. After telling the athletic directors to get out of the meetings for Oklahoma and Texas. So I'm going to strictly kind of situational as well. I know the OK State defense hasn't been fired this year by any means, but give me the Cowboys here. What are you doing?
I think this is the spot where Spencer Sanders says, "Hey, hold on, guys. I'm one of the best QBs in the Big 12, yo. Like, you got to keep me in this conversation." Everybody's talking about Quentin Ewers and what Ewers is doing as the starting quarterback and how he had a good game against Bama. He went and had a great game coming back from the injury. I think that this is a spot where you sit here and say, hold on, this is where you back Oklahoma State. This is the first true road game for Texas. You go and back Oklahoma State in this game. Well, not Texas, but for Quentin Ewers. And we just talked about it with UCLA. How could I be on Oregon and not be on Oklahoma State in this spot? Give me Oklahoma State plus 6.5 and lock it up.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, lock that up. Yeah, sure.
And by the way, that's plus it's plus like I think 200 on the money line.
That's not bad for what we think is potentially a college football playoff team. Like, and if it was the 12-team format, they're 100% a playoff team. Like, yeah, that is a pretty good, even against Texas. I don't think Texas is that good. So we just locked up Oklahoma State. I think 6.5 is too many points.
And like, there's the whole, I don't know. Like, I just feel like this place is ready to burn down if they win this. Last time the Longhorns were beating Stillwater.
You saw who they do?
Texas
Tennessee. What Tennessee did last week? That would be it's going down in Oklahoma State. They win this game today. I'm with it.
I'm very curious for our next two games. Being that they're from the area. BYU is heading into Liberty in one of the more hilarious from a school point of view.
I love this game.
Pretty
They
fun
should play
match.
this game every year.
I
love this
agree.
game.
I agree.
I
They
love
should
this
play
game.
this fucking
Yeah,
game every year.
This is a fun game. This is a fun game.
BYU is laying 7. This line has gone up a little bit. It was like 6, but Liberty, everyone thought, hey, it's going to be third, fourth string quarterback. No, Charlie Brewer's getting the start. He's back from injury. That's enough for me. You know what? I don't like this BYU team. Give me Liberty plus 7. BYU's, man, I'm tempted.
You like them. Don't say you don't like them. You like them.
They let me down this year. I thought they'd be better.
Yeah, I'm not fading Liberty though. Like, you're not going to get me to fade Liberty in
That's
this
a far
spot.
trip too, man.
Huh? Yeah, it's definitely a far trip. And, Hugh Freeze doesn't get too many games where he can circle on his calendar. I think this one, the battle of the this should be the game day game of the week, battle of the FBS
Dude.
Independence. Like, come on.
Since BYU doesn't play Utah in the final week of the season anymore, which is just a damn shame, the Holy War.
Yeah,
I demand that they make this the final game.
Yeah, no, this could be fun. Like, this is a fun cross country rivalry. Yeah, give me Liberty plus 7. I think that they go out here and BYU's been premier of FBS Independence, and now they're about to go off into a conference. Liberty's trying to put their bid in and say, hey, somebody should be trying to go get us too, and we should be out there. Have that ability. Like, we have that ability as any other Power 5 team. Liberty's really good.
Dude, Liberty plays Virginia Tech later this year, and that will be their second win in a row against Virginia Tech. I mean, you could actually make the argument that they're the best team in the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Patty C, if he was here, he'd tell you, whoa, backtrack. James Madison, 12-point favors at home against Marshall. Look, I was all over Georgia Southern on the upset.
Yeah, we said that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a back-to-back away for James Madison. It was fucking obvious, man. Now, though, does JMU bounce back? I think the line's a little too big, though. I think, like, Marshall's still solid. I get it that they've kind of, they won their Super Bowl against Notre Dame, and I feel like they might have been buying into their shit a little too much. But 12 points? I got to take the Thundering Herd. I think JMU could win this thing, maybe something like, I don't know, 28-21 or something, but I think 12 is just a little too much. How about yourself?
Yeah, no, 12. Wait. Nah, I'm not trusting this Marshall team. Marshall's been bad. We're not trusting Marshall. We're not trusting Marshall again. So everything you said makes sense, and I had the same handicap, and I was literally just about to agree with you, and then it was just like a revelation. Like, a revelation hit me and said, oh my gosh, we're trusting Marshall after Notre Dame again. We do this every time, and they always let us down. No, we're back in JMU. Take JMU. This is the spot to get back right. Take JMU.
I think it's a sellout too. So maybe you got that going for you. Georgia Southern's at Old Dominion. Georgia Southern coming off that gigantic win. Old Dominion coming off a gigantic win too, because they took down Coastal on the teal turf. This is a very interesting game to me. I kind of lean Southern. I just think they have a little bit too much offense, but I could totally see ODU winning this one too. But the question is, with both teams winning big games a week ago, who's more likely to not show up? I kind of think it's ODU because that offense hasn't been consistent.
And Georgia Southern, we never said Georgia Southern was a bad team. They just had some bad breaks and, or some miscues at wrong ports in the game, and they end up losing. We were really excited for this Georgia Southern team. And we talk about it all the time, how they're one of the best offenses in college football, even though their record is what it is. Yeah. I don't think this is a letdown. I don't think this is a letdown because I don't think last week was a get up spot. I think last week we saw exactly who Georgia Southern was. We know who that team can be. It's just that the score hasn't gone their way this season. And unfortunately, it is what it is. I think this is a really good spot to back this Georgia Southern team where everybody's probably going to be fading them because they just beat JMU, and JMU just seemed like they were this all-world team, top 25 for the first time ever. As soon as they got into the FBS, that is the ultimate letdown spot. That is the ultimate letdown spot. Your first season as an FBS team and your first game as a top 25 team, that is 100% a letdown spot. Let's back Georgia Southern here. They're still really good.
Yeah, let's go. Van Tree seems to have that offense rolling.
Matter of fact, no, lock up Georgia Southern.
Oh!
Yeah.
Terrell locking up Georgia Southern, getting 2.5, and there might even be a 3 out there. Shop around, people. I'll tell you one I like that has nothing to do with the actual spread. Boston College they're getting 19.5 at Wake Forest. Don't bet that because Boston College is weird. But I'll tell you this, the flaw of Boston College all year has been they are really bad on the offensive line. Like, I actually think they might be the worst Power 5 on the offensive line, right? Luckily, Wake Forest not known for their defensive line. Phil Jerkovic, we know this is a guy that will be in the NFL. Zay Flowers will be a guy in the NFL. And I trust Sam Hartman and Dave Clawson to put up points. I am going to take the over on 60, a flat 60. Boston College, Wake Forest. Welcome to the fucking land down under, folks. What do you think of that play?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like it.
I mean, last time they played, Wake put up 41 last year, right?
Yeah.
Boston College only put up 10, but they didn't have Jerkovic. I mean, that was a big gap between Jerkovic and the backup last season. I think his name was Graskell. I think he's good for at least getting in the 20s, if not the 30s. So give me that over. Patty C Fan Club in the chat. What do you think will happen about Memphis versus Vanderbilt? Pippen is gone, but Penny can't get out of his own way. This guy's talking
college basketball.
He's talking November 7th, the season opener.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. No, so I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait, I thought they played Mizzou this weekend, and I'm literally and I didn't even realize who was talking. It's the freaking Patty C Fan Club, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait, I thought they were playing Mizzou this weekend. He threw me off. I didn't even read the rest of the message.
Ragin. Or Rayhan, I'm sorry. That's probably me just being a fucking idiot. He said FCS games, Lindenwood -8 over Murray State. Murray State is awful. They're on auto fade to me. They're getting their ass whooped every week. I know Lindenwood's new to the FBS somewhat, and it sounds like a prison, but I will take the prison -8 over Murray State. And also, Maine's gotten hot recently, so they're playing Stony Brook. I'm with you. Take Maine. I like both those plays a lot. Shout out to Rayhan in the chat if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Let's jump down and talk. What about Vandy, Missouri? Do we take the 14 in Vandy? I don't know if I can do that.
I'm not taking.
Yeah,
I think I gotta lay the points. Oh wait, but we're laying points with Missouri.
14 too. But Missouri's actually like decent in Mizzou, I feel like. If it was in Nashville, I would feel great about it.
Yeah, let's just take the home team.
Yeah. Arizona State heads to Stanford. Stanford coming off that big win in South Bend. Is it a good opportunity to fade them? Perhaps. But also Arizona State, obviously interim head coach, but they played decently for them. For the interim staff, I would say. Sun Devils are getting 3 on the farm in Palo Alto. This was a tough game for me to I went Arizona State. I do not like this by any means, though.
Stanford. Are you gonna do something? Are you gonna do something like this? This has to be it. This has to be it. This is it. Give me Stanford.
It's a tough spot. Like. Both these teams,
they got the win, and I'm saying, but they got the win against Notre Dame. But it's Notre Dame, so I'm like, you have to do something in the Pac-12, Stanford. You have to do something in the Pac-12. You haven't won a Pac-12 game all year. You're at home. You just got the win against Notre Dame. This could be a letdown spot, but Notre Dame's really not that good. Give me Stanford -3 and lock it up because it's about time that they have to do something.
There we go.
This is just that call. Pure gut handicapping here, just saying that it's about time for Stanford to go out here and show the Pac-12 that, hey, we can win a game. So, yeah.
And to be honest, man, I think they're better than their record.
Yeah.
Schedule 11 Power 5s the way they do every year. I'm telling you, I think they're better than their record. They played USC tougher than what the score indicates as well. Shout out to Ryan McIntyre. Says college basketball is here. Go check out the previews. Yes, me and Ryan have been knocking out a bunch of these previews. Terrell was on one talking Carolina.
Yes, sir. Hey, preseason number 1.
Rightfully so.
And did you see Houston? Did you see Houston up there? Yeah.
I saw a publication that had Houston number 1 in the nation too. And I'm like, man, shout out to Kelvin Sampson doing a great job there. As they get to enter, like the Big 12 needed. I mean, what's hilarious is the Big 12 loses Texas and Oklahoma, which you could argue might be worse than what is coming in.
Yeah.
Petty C Fan Club says, can everyone on the chat quickly max bet Southeast Louisiana so I can grab Jackson State at -7? I'm sorry, Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State playing that one with Rich Rod. I already bet that shit, man. I got that thing in. I want to say I got it at 7.5, but Rich Rod has Jacksonville State fucking looking good. Zion Webb.
Yeah.
Oh man, they look good. I lock that up. I will join you. Everyone, get in there and max bet that.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I like that spot. And another one. We'll get to that in a second. But Boise State heads into Colorado Springs. This is a huge game in the Mountain West. Air Force is laying 2. This line has kind of bounced all around as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like the under 47 just because Boise State's going with the freshman quarterback. I do believe this will be his first road start. Okay. Yes, this will be his first road start. He's good. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback, but he's only a freshman. But they also like to run him a lot. Taylon Green is who I'm referring to. Air Force likes to run the ball. Yeah. Boise's kind of become a running team by default with the inexperienced quarterback. They like to lean on the run. That doesn't mean they're not Air Force. They still will take shots. But I like the under. I like the under on 47 there.
No, yeah, I like the under. I like Air Force, and yeah.
Let's go. That's a huge game. I mean, winner might have the inside track to playing in the Mountain West Championship game. Mississippi State is catching 21.5 in Tuscaloosa. I took Bama -21. I think 2 days ago. When it gets to 20, here's the thing that scares me here. Well, Mississippi State has been shitty on the road, but Alabama's pass defense does not look good by any means. I just think Saban's going to get these guys ready, though. They ate shit all week. He had them go.
Yeah. Alumni talking shit. Like you seen the Giants and a couple of Alabama players, Evan Neal and Xavier McKinney. They were wearing Tennessee hats this week. Like everybody was giving them shit. I think that and it just feels like a Nick Saban spot where the defense is just on a million. Yeah.
I just feel like the defense. I know they must have given up 51 was that or 52, right? They heard it all week. I'm on Bama minus the points. Minnesota is catching 5 at Penn State. We know the situation. Tanner Morgan's questionable. I'm on Penn State here to bounce back. I'm going to lock it up, actually, even though they didn't look great last week. So white out. Give me Penn State -5. Tanner Morgan, if he's questionable, that means even if he's healthy, he's still missing his top wide receiver. Altman Bell's out for the year. It's Penn State can't lose 3 games in a row. They have Ohio State on deck also. So this is like a must win. This is a must win. And I just think it's a good spot. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Let's go ahead and back them today. I'm with you, Penn State.
Let's fucking go. I'm curious what you're going to do here because Texas A&M, Jimbo, heading into Columbia, South Carolina. I know you reside there.
Yep.
A&M's laying 3. I'm riding with your boys. What are you doing?
Man, I'm locking up my boys in South Carolina because this line is disrespectful. This is disrespectful. They know. And matter of fact, fuck you to the odds makers and everybody out there because any given year you would have had this at 7, 8, 9, 10. No matter how bad Texas A&M is, you would have never just gave them 3 at South Carolina. You're baiting everybody to take Texas A&M. Everybody has Texas A&M money line in their parlays because it's not juice that crazy. No, fuck you South Carolina Gamecocks get the win outright. Let's fucking go.
Lock it up, and I'm with you. I will go there. Let's go. Yes. Spence, look, and Texas A&M's quarterback situation very shaky. I hear they might even play the freshman. And shout out to the chat. It's rolling around. I mean, Tanner Morgan ain't playing, says Brandon Davis. Penn State will bounce back. His number one bet this week. Lock it up. Let's go. What up to Mondale Beach? What up to everyone in the chat? Joe Hackney.
Yeah.
Hey, no. I'm not 0-6, Joe. I don't know if you caught this. I did have a horrible week. The weekday games, I lost on Georgia State. But Western Kentucky came through for me last night. Let's go. Let's go. Don't forget.
Hey, it's easy to see a tide turn.
It is.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
UCF's 5-point favorite. You know, they have Cincinnati next week at the Moonbounce in Orlando. And they just think they're going to walk into one of the greatest, most beautiful places in America.
Oh my gosh.
And get the dub. Dude, give me that money line play. Give me that money line. Take your little John Rice play. I mean, I know it's been a nice story. All right, it's been a nice story. You're coming into Greenville. This place is gonna be bonkers. Oh, and you're gonna give him a night game? Fuck you. This place is gonna burn down. We're gonna get that dub. Ride ECU money line. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll ride with your boys, ECU. And Ryan literally just said what I was going to say. As long as the kicker makes his point afters, ECU should be in it for a money line play. If they cover, it's probably because the kicker missed a kick or two. But yeah, I'll back ECU here. I think that they're a money line team here. And you got the ECU shirt on today. I can't fade you.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, I've watched football my entire life, and I don't know that I ever have seen a game or a season. What are we in, week 8? ECU's kicker has missed an extra point 7 of the 8 weeks. Have you ever seen anything? I've never seen
7 of 8. No, there's been some really bad kickers, but I don't think anybody's been that bad. Like that, the streak is that pretty. Like 7 of 8 is really wild.
Yeah,
it's kind of questions me. What are you doing in practice?
Yes, that's why Patty C is like telling me he's a good coach. I'm like, fuck you. I would have the defensive end kicking extra points by the time, like after 3, you're like, dude, you're no longer a kid on this football team. You know,
right? Or just pump some fake noise in there. Do something, like give him some rough conditions to be kicking the ball. Like I don't know. That's weird.
Marv in the chat goes, "Hey, I'm still drunk, guys. Shout out to Marv. All right, hey, you know it's I'll be there soon.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I'm still drunk too. Trust me. I'm trying to figure out how I can get this Ohio State game any lower. I really don't want to bet it at 29.5. I'm thinking either first quarter or first half.
I think someone in the chat mentioned that first half -17. I like it. I can see a 20.
I mean, it opens up the back door for, at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I like it. Let me see. What number can I get that at? First half, I can get 17.5 -110. Okay.
Pitt is taking on Louisville. For some reason, Pitt's an underdog, but this game's disgusting. What are you doing here? Pitt's catching. I'm seeing a flat 2 right now. They're getting 2 points.
I feel like Louisville's better when they're a favorite. I think there's like some crazy stat that Louisville's not good as a dog, but they're pretty solid as a favorite.
This game,
I think it feels like this is Pitt. This is Pitt getting back right in the ACC, though.
Yeah, I'm going to take the more physical team. I'm going to take Pitt.
Yeah. Louisville in these spots, I don't know if I can trust them. I don't know.
Well, it's critical too. Pitt cannot lose this game because they already lost to Georgia Tech.
I see some 1.5s out there too.
Yeah. I mean,
so I think it's money coming in Pitt.
K-State, huge game in the Big 12. K-State heading to Fort Worth to take on TCU. TCU's a 3.5-point favorite. I'm very curious.
Give me K-State plus 3.5. Let's go, Adrian Martinez.
I'm gonna
Let's
buy you
go.
a jersey by the end of the season, man.
Yeah, give me K-State plus 3.5. Let's go, Adrian Martinez.
Yes, let's go. I'm on K-State. Ride that money line. Let's go. What is it? Plus 160, I think it is, something like that. Let's go, Wildcats. Utah State's in Laramie taking on Wyoming. I know Wyoming's fucked us a couple times this year. Gosh, my problem is Utah State won the Mountain West.
No, we're not betting Wyoming again. we agreed to this already.
But Utah State won the Mountain West last year, and Wyoming fucked them up in Logan by like 30.
Yeah.
It's just a weird contrast in styles again. I'm with you. It's too many points. It's too many. I can't lay 4.5 with fucking Wyoming's offense.
Yeah, we said don't do it. We said don't do it. I know what Utah State has looked like this year. I know that, but we admit it, and we look. I think we looked at the schedule. We said we're not betting Wyoming again. No, we got to back Utah State.
And Joe Hackney goes, Wyoming at home is good. He's right. They are. But 4.5 to me, if it was like 2.5, maybe I could be talked into it. 4.5. I don't know. Washington at
Wait, quick question. What do you like for the total of that East Carolina UCF game?
I think it's at 63. The total. I would go. I kind of go over. I think I go over. I know. Originally I was thinking under because of the home environment.
Mm-hmm.
But they have both offenses. Like UCF's got 2 running backs that are just fucking lightning in a bottle. I think Johnny Richardson, is that his name? And then the other kid who's been getting a lot of shine lately, RJ Harvey. And then ECU's got the fastest. We had the fastest player in college football 40 time wise, and Keaton Mitchell. Like those guys are fucking electric, man. And like I don't know though, but I think everyone's going to be taking the over.
So here's my reasoning, because Joey Gallo is on over.
Oh, yeah. We'll lock it up. Let's go. Let's go with the under. It's going to be like 10-7.
He's also on Ole Miss as well. So he's going on a little bit of a heater. So he might, but he's on Ole Miss and he's on that over. And then Barry is on Cincinnati and Wake Forest minus 20.5.
And Patty C Fan Club goes, you don't have to put money on the Mountain West Conference games. I tried.
I tried it last week. It was refreshing.
I want to touch base a little bit on. Let me just load up. Well, first, what are you thinking for the for Moneyline Parlay? Moneyline Parlay. I mean, there are some juicy dogs. I think we talked South Carolina, we talked Kansas State, Oklahoma State.
South Carolina pisses me off because they know they should have made that. They know that should have been 6, 7. Like they know that line should have been bigger.
Yeah. I'm trying to quickly find a updated line on all these FCS games. I know Campbell and Jackson State have had the top 2 recruiting classes. And they square off. Mike, it's a lot of contrast in styles here as far as a lot of similarities. I mean, in the fact Mike Minter, former Carolina Panther and Green Bay Packer defensive back, Deion Sanders, both NFL players that have brought in this culture to these programs and really have been hitting the recruiting trail tough. Jackson State, I believe, is laying 8. I have this thing where I continually bet. I think with the exception of two times this year they haven't covered. Last week though they covered. I am still I get it. Haj Malik Williams, the quarterback at Campbell's pretty solid. I've been impressed by his play, but I'm just laying the points. I'm locking it up. I think Deion and them by the end of the season will probably cover 9 of the 12 games, just because I think they're that talented.
Yeah.
What do you think? Lay the 8?
Yeah, I'm laying 8. Yeah, I'm laying 8.
Let's go there, and I know the money line parlay. We're there. I know people in the chat are asking for it. What about Liberty? Do we take Liberty plus 210?
I think it's a good play. I can't bet Liberty right now because I'm in Virginia and they got the weird college football thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's a solid play, especially coming on all the way over here. This is going to be a game they get up for. Liberty's a live dog.
Let me tell you what I kind of like too. I know Toledo's been playing good ball lately, but Buffalo's red hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buffalo's plus
Yeah.
260 right now on the money
It's
line.
hard to fade Buffalo right now. Like if you talk about like Kansas as that Power 5 team that people are like getting behind as a dog, like Buffalo is that. Buffalo is that in Group 5 for sure.
They're red hot. They're red hot right now. So I'm getting plus 260. They're at home. Give me the Bulls, even though Toledo has looked pretty damn good the past couple of weeks. All right. Well, that's one money line that I like right there. Is Duke. What about Duke? I mean, there's a lot of juice. What do we? How many teams are we going to do this on this parlay? 4,
3. We do 3.
3.
Yeah, we can't keep it 3. Keep it 3.
What do we like better, Buffalo or Duke?
Duke is fun, man. Miami sucks.
Duke is a lot too. It's plus 300.
Do they get up after the UNC Duke game? Is this a letdown spot?
Potentially, but Miami looks like shit. I've watched every game except for the Bethune-Cookman game.
And Miami just played Virginia Tech?
Yeah. They won by 6.
And that was on the road. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and put Duke in there.
All right, Duke. Taking Duke plus 300. Let's get that going with. I know we have Buffalo out there, but we might like Oklahoma State more. Oklahoma State or Buffalo?
Oklahoma State's at home, but it's Texas. Let's go Buffalo.
Yeah. So Duke, Buffalo, and South Carolina, or do we go Kansas State?
South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. South Carolina's winning.
Duke, Buffalo, South Carolina. Let's fucking go. Tease wise. Let's give out a teaser before we get out of here. How about this?
Yeah.
San Diego State, I know they're gross this year, but they're playing Nevada. Nevada's fucking horrible. I will bring that down to 1. San Diego State will win that game.
I know this is terrible tease practice, but I don't care. Let's bring Penn State to +1. Yeah. They're winning. They're winning.
I like it. And let's do more than 3. Let's do a 5 game teaser here. All right. Okay. Let's bring. What do you think about UCLA getting 13? Still, no, just in case, like a pick 6. Oh, yeah. UTSA down to 4 at home against Texas.
All right.
That's 3.
Duke up to 16.
Yeah, Duke up to 16. 4.
Yeah.
And what about Clemson down to 8?
No, that's not a good tease. Well, no. If we got under that 8, no, it's not a tease. Let's not do that.
We could do. What about UNLV plus 32?
Sure, why not?
I just feel like they
why
can't.
Not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Notre Dame's offense is not getting in the fucking 50s. Give me UNLV plus 32.
That was a good point. Yeah, sure.
And all right, look, before we get out of here, there is a huge game in the FCS slate. Weber State is at Montana State. Montana State is a home dog of +3.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing there?
Give me
top 10 matchup.
Yeah. I'm taking a home dog. I'm not fading a home dog in the top 10 matchup.
Yeah, I think plus 135 on the money line. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
And by the way, Jackson State, this is how crazy FCS lines are. This line was at 8 on Thursday when I recorded. It's at 17 right now.
Yes. So that was it. It was the same thing that happened when Tennessee State in the Tennessee State game when we were in Vegas. We saw the line as 1 thing in the morning, and then we went down to the books, and it increased like 10. So
that's fucking insane. I'm still laying the 17. I wouldn't go anywhere. Do not go to 17.5 because I think Campbell's talented enough.
I'm not betting this with that much. I'm not betting this.
Yeah, that's an insane jump. All right, folks. Subscribe to the College Football Experience. We have a reaction show tonight. Me and Patty C. And make sure you check out it's NBA season. All right, Terrell's cranking out episodes over there. So give him a follow on Twitter at @reallyRel__, and also subscribe to the NBA Gambling Podcast. Folks, have a wonderful day. We'll be on social media. So any late plays, tweet at us. We'll get back to you. or hop in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Let's enjoy another great week of college football action and let it ride, people. This is the College Football Experience Week 8 pregame show. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.